Here's some big news that we're currently tracking. It seems like some ugly pandemic politics has erupted here. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor has made some really crude comments, taking a jibe at Prime Minister Modi on his O Mitron statement. Here is Shashi Tharoor, who puts out a tweet, and I quote, "Far more dangerous than Omicron is O Mitron. We are measuring the consequences of the latter every day in increased polarization, promotion of hatred and bigotry, insidious assaults on the Constitution, and weakening of our democracy. This is no milder variant of this virus. There is no milder variant of this virus." Here is Shashi Tharoor really hitting out at the Prime Minister with the Prime Minister's often said words, "O Mitron." BJP now hitting back at this O Mitron wordplay. Let me cut across to Shehzad Poonawala joining us on the phone line for more on that. Shehzad, Congress MP Shashi Tharoor hitting out at the Prime Minister over the much popular word that he uses, O Mitron, taking a jibe at him, puts out a tweet calling Omicron variant less dangerous than the Prime Minister's O Mitron.
You know, unfortunately for the Congress, it can never put pandemic above politics. It places politics even over the pandemic. It is unfortunate that for Congress, Modi Virod is more important than COVID Virod. And this is why in the initial phases, they spread great COVID vaccine hesitancy, you know, the kind of lies they spread about the vaccine. And now they are undermining our fight back. Today, we have administered 166 crore doses. 75% of the adult population has got fully vaccinated, 95% has got the first dose. And by no stretch of imagination should we be taking this lightly. This disease is not something to be taken lightly. But instead of having an approach of putting pandemic above politics, here you have Mr. Shashi Tharoor spreading rumors and misleading people. This is the same kind of attitude of Akhilesh Yadav, who had said BJP ki vaccine. Akhilesh Yadav had said CA is more dangerous than COVID virus. Right now, Mr. Shashi Tharoor is saying O Mitron is more dangerous than Omicron. Is this responsible behavior by members of parliament? This is the kind of attitude and approach they've had towards the COVID pandemic. पूरे दिन रात राहुल गांधी वैसे तो ज्ञान देंगे कोविड पर लड़ाई लड़ने की, and his own MP से Omicron से खतरा नहीं है, इससे ज्यादा खतरा है. Rahul Gandhi should tell us that does he agree with this? Is Omicron not something that we should be taking cognizance of? This is why these parties only do politics over the pandemic, whereas the Prime Minister, like a statesman, has been leading the fight with our frontline healthcare workers in ensuring that the country stays protected. Unfortunately for the Congress, it's politics, not pandemic.
Right. Shehzad, thank you very much for joining us on that. Here is Shashi Tharoor, who puts out a tweet, a direct attack at Prime Minister Narendra Modi, even as the ugly pandemic politics plays out. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor, in his tweet, taking a jibe at the Prime Minister's very popular said words, O Mitron. He takes a jibe and says, and I quote, "Far more dangerous than Omicron is O Mitron. We are measuring the consequences of the latter every day in increased polarization, promotion of hatred and bigotry, insidious assaults on the Constitution, and the weakening of our democracy. There is no milder variant of this virus." BJP, of course, you heard that, hitting back at this O Mitron wordplay. Let me cut across to Maushmi joining us on the phone line. Maushmi, what really prompted Congress MP Shashi Tharoor to put out this very explained, detailed attack on the Prime Minister and taking a jibe at the Prime Minister's very popularly said words, O Mitron?
See, clearly Shashi Tharoor has waked up a political storm by in fact comparing Omicron with Prime Minister addressing a gathering by saying Mitron. So really drawing a parallel is really in poor light, and perhaps though he is indicating at the intrinsic...
Right. Maushmi, do stay with us.